we have finished with the first aspect that deals with the definitions of course, and the special terms that are there in religious and cultural studies. Now let us talk about the definitional features to be avoided in the definition of religion. Vagueness. When we're defining religion, anyone defining religion should give reference or notice to vagueness, that any definitional feature of religion that is valid should not be vague, because by vagueness we mean there are some that are so broad that even there's no way even to control it. And another feature to be avoided in the definition of religion is narrowness. Some definitions of religion are very narrow, to the point that they narrow it even to the specific area or the particular religion one is in focus. Then thirdly, there should be the avoidance of compartmentalization. You compartmentalize the definition of religion, maybe because of your own subject or because of your own area of specialization or jurisdiction. We should avoid such when we are defining to get appropriate definition of a religion. We should also avoid the use of prejudicial definitions. Some that are prejudiced because I'm a Christian, now I give a definition that is narrowed down to my belief about Christ and belief about God, knowing that religion, of course, in religion you don't have only Christianity, you have diverse religions, Islamic religion, African traditional religion, Asian religions, and so on and so forth. So, but there are some definitional features that should be acceptable. One is specificity. When we are defining religion, in as much as we should not narrow it, we should be specific. Specificity allows for inclusion of many. Then that follows the other feature to be accepted is inclusiveness. We include the perspective of others, recognition of other aspects of religion. Here, now we go into the early attempt to the definition of religion, or the basic definitions of religion. Ancient scholars were divided, as we said, in their attempt for basic meaning or basic definitions of religion. We see there among the ancient scholars, A.C. Bucket defines religion as an European convention that embraces human interests world over by two Roman scholars, Cicero and Severus. So we see that Cicero, to Cicero, religion came from the root leg, to take up, that's L-E-G, to take up, to gather, to count, or to observe the signs of the divine communication. Why to Severus, religion came from this the word lig, L-I-G, and that means to bind, a relationship between human and the superhuman. We also see that the same Bucket also expresses religion or defines religion as religio, R-E-L-I-G-I-O, a fixed relationship between God and man, a fixed relationship between the sacred and the secular, the sacred and the human. We also see one of the renowned scholars, Ronald Kavanagh. He defined religion as the varied symbolic expression of the appropriate response to that which is deliberately affirmed as being of unrestricted value for them. The varied symbolic expression of the appropriate response of human beings to that which they deliberately affirm as being unrestricted value to them as religion. We also see from the other scientific aspect of it, or atheistic aspect of it, the indomitable Karl Marx definition that defines religion as the sigh of the oppressed creatures, the opium of the people, the illusory song that revolves around man. And of course, Karl Marx, as the father of communism, defined this because he defined from an atheistic aspect or point of view that believed that there's no God. And then we see many scholars also, like Loeber. Professor Loeber was a scholar who gathered 48 definitions of religion and added 2, making it 50. Yet he did not give the appropriate or the overall perfect definition of religion to tell you how the definition of religion varies. Edward B. Taylor in O'Connell said in religion and religion as a propitiation and conciliation of powers believed to be superior to man. That's why every human being is religious, because every human being at the back of his or her mind believes that there is a being, whatever name he gives it, that is superior to man, that is superhuman. Then coming to Africa, Bolaji Dowu described religion as resulting from man's spontaneous awareness of a living power greater than himself. A power that is greater than himself, a power that is a spontaneous response. That can be, by spontaneous here we mean even the unconscious response. Before you know it, you have responded, a power that is superior than yours. And then from these few definitions, that is not exhaustive, we go into the theories of the evolution of religion. According to Akama, in his book Introduction to Religious and Cultural Studies, he feels that he expressed that argument in the origin and nature of religion remained unsolved riddle even to today in the theories. And also in the theories of the evolution of religion, interest in the historical and comparative study of religion dated to 5th century against the notion that it started in the 19th century with Taylor, Fraser, and Max Muller, because some people felt that religion is a 19th century issue, the evolution of religion or the study of religion, when these scholars, Taylor, Fraser, and others. But here, the interest in the history of religion, comparative religious studies, dated back to the 5th century. So there are facts. The fact is that scholars, that is the fact that scholars that of fields have, or religious studies have observed and analyzed religious phenomena in the stages of the history of the Western world. Among such fields and theories include the emotionalist theories in religion or religious studies, psychologists, phenomenologists, theories, and of course sociologists like Emile Durkheim. So our interest here is on the theories of the origin of religion according to Emilius or Sigmund Freud, Karl Marx, Idowu, and even the sociological theories. I think when we now face these theories as the next point of view,